May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Cuke Audio Podcast. I'm DC Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. So today I'm going to begin the podcasts on another lecture that Shunryu Suzuki gave in Los Altos. But before I get into that, I just want to tell you how it was this morning. As I reported in the last podcast, the day before yesterday, yesterday was Nyepi. So from 6 a.m. yesterday to 6 a.m. today, everything had to be quiet, no lights, can't leave your house. And usually there's no Wi-Fi, but there was Wi-Fi yesterday. But, you know, I didn't do any posts. I didn't do a podcast. I did not look at email. I did not look at WhatsApp. But I did study Logic Pro X recording program. And at night, Katrinka and I watched a little something in bed and listened to it with our earplugs so it didn't make noise. And that's normal. People cheat. And because it's supposed to be a day with no entertainment, no fire, no work, no going outside, or I'm not sure. Anyway, and last night I went out and to look at the stars, and it was, you know, it was raining some, and there was cloudy some. There were some times when there were pretty good parts of the sky revealed, but there was enough moisture in the air that it wasn't the wonderful, like if it's really a clear night on Nyepi, it's like being in the Rocky Mountains. It is just spectacular. You can just see a zillion stars and all the little teeny tiny ones between them and the Milky Way, and just, oh, it's so great. I didn't have that, had some, but anyway, take what you can get. And then this morning I got up at 5 and zipped up on the back porch, second story porch, out under the neighbor's flat roof. And there's no neighbors there. They haven't been here in a few years. You know, looked at what little bits of stars there were some. And then I went out to the front terrace, which is a little tiny porch, second floor front, and stood there and watched the sky turn from dark to, you know, like a little like gray blue, and then a little bluer, a little light, and you start seeing, you know, the clouds, and then light starts coming through, and then finally a little well, colors start, you know, like pink and stuff in it. And you know, there's clouds over there, but there's quite a bit coming through. It's like it's like a painting. And then a sliver of sun, and, you know, that was, you know, going on an hour and a half standing there watching. That was my morning meditation. So then I came down. Before I went up, I had some hot water. And I did some of my chanting while I was watching that. So I went down, made some tea, and got going for the day. Oh, no! I went out and raked in front of the house because I couldn't do it beforehand, and got all the leaves that had fallen and cleaned the courtyard. And then had some tea and got going. All right, that was a nice morning. I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to share that with you. So now I'm going to start presenting this Calmness lecture that Suzuki gave on August 26th, 1965, Thursday morning lecture, Los Altos. You can find this lecture on ShunyuSuzuki.com in the lectures search page. Just go to the home page. Look, there's a big, it's very clear up, up top link to it. And just write 65-08-26 in the keyword thing. And that's the date. Or you can write Calmness. That's the name of it. So I'm going to be giving you little clips of this lecture. We're going to go through the whole thing. And I have edited it in 3 ways. I took now this is one of the new tapes. And it was originally a reel-to-reel tape, so it's a little higher quality than a lot of the tapes that we used, like cheap little office cassette machines to record the lecture. and some of it a little better than that, but not much. But it's still pretty low quality. And my God, it was recorded. I mean, they just digitized it. It was recorded like 65. So that's 35, 55, 56. 56 and a half years ago, huh? So I took the Engaged Wisdom. They're the ones that have been doing the work, audio, and made it audio book ready. That's the ACX pass, ACX test. So that has the noise floor, the mid-level, and the peaks, where, Audible and ACX for, audiobooks want it. So I'm used to doing that for podcasts, and I did it for, when I did the audiobook for Crooked Cucumber. And so that's the first pass. There's no editing. Then, so that's about 2 minutes is what I'm going to play. Then I went over it and took away some of the excessive pauses, the coughs, and extraneous sounds. That's the second pass. And that's more like about 1 minute and 17 seconds or so. So I took quite a bit off it. And then the third edit, I edit the words. In the second edit, all I take out is coughs and extraneous sounds. In the third edit, I edit it more, I edit it just to include what he's saying. And I take out the ums and stuff. So a lot of people would prefer the second level, I think. But I think it's good to have the third. And the third, I don't know how long that is, like 45 seconds or something. So I'll start off with the first edit where I just make an audiobook ready, right? And then I will read what he just said, just like he said it. Then I will do the second one that takes out the coughs and stuff. And then I will read it, and as I read it, I'll just maybe edit a little, put it through my filter. And then I will play you the third one. And feel free, you can tell me which one you like better. I'm just experimenting with this. I figured in time I could go through all his lectures and do this. But maybe I'll get a few done and maybe it'll set an example. It's an experiment. It seems to me the audio should be edited just like the transcripts are, and we've never done that. Now I'm just working with MP3s. I'm not working with the original WAV files, which are higher quality. But you know what? It's also low quality. I wonder if there's any decipherable difference between the MP3 and the WAV file. And the original WAV file saves are very big files. It's not even the type of WAV file that's used on CDs or anything. It's like at least double, triple that amount. More like double. All right. So here we go. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to comment on it further. I don't think you need any comment. It's very self-explanatory. So here it goes with the first one. with nothing cut. Just, a little noise reduction. I had to do that to get it to pass the ACX test for, like an audiobook or that sort of thing.
In Zen poem, it says, after the wind has, after the wind stopped, I see the flower falling. I see a flower falling. After, because of the singing bird, I find the mountain cover. When something happened in the realm of calmness, we find the calmness. Before anything happened to the calmness, we do not feel the calmness.
All right, so there you have it. Now, I'm going to read to you what he just said, word for word, from our verbatim transcript. In Zen poem, it says, after the wind stop, I see the flower falling. I see a falling flower. Because of the singing bird, I find the mountain calmer. When something happened in the realm of calmness, we find the calmness. Before anything happened to the calmness, we do not feel the calmness. Now I'm going to play that with only the coughs and extraneous sounds and some of the excessive pauses taken out. So instead of being 2 minutes, it will be, I think what I saw was 1 minute and 17 seconds.
In Zen poem, it says, after the wind has, after the wind stopped, I see the flower falling. I see a flower falling. After, because of the singing bird, I find the mountain cover. When something happened in the realm of calmness, we find the calmness. Before anything happened to the calmness, we do not feel the calmness.
Okay. Now next I'm going to play an edit that I did. And this will be approximately like that edit, because I'm just going to edit it as I read it with, I didn't write down what I edited. I just edited the audio, but it'll be the same sort of thing. All right. So here's what he said. In a Zen poem, it says, "After the wind stops, I see a flower falling. Because of the singing bird, I find the mountain calmer." When something happens in the realm of calmness, we find the calmness. Before anything happens to the calmness, we do not feel the calmness. So that's it. Now, one thing, remember, the first part is a paraphrase from him from this poem. So the poem was, and I didn't say quote, end quote, right? In a Zen poem, it says, "After the wind stops, I see a flower falling. Because of the singing bird, I find the mountain calmer." That was the poem. And then he commented on it. When something happens in the realm of calmness, we find the calmness. Before anything happens to the calmness, we do not feel the calmness.
In Zen poem, it says, "After the wind stops, I see a flower falling. Because of the singing bird, I find the mountain calmer." When something happens in the realm of calmness, we find the calmness. Before anything happens to the calmness, we do not feel the calmness.
Tomorrow, I don't have a guest this week. Maybe instead of a guest, I'll read something, because I have all these interviews, a lot of them with people who've passed on. Maybe I'll read an interview with somebody or something like that, because usually on Saturday I had a guest, but busy week, yappy, and I'm going to be in a studio tomorrow doing some recording. Okay. So thank you for joining. Hey, listen, if you're of such a mind, feel free to go to cuke.com. Look, you can see it says donate in a few places. Click on that. It goes to the donate page. And then it's all sort of self-explanatory. If you're so possessed, you might want to become a subscriber and give a little bit monthly, even as low as $1 a month, or some one-time gift, or and it can be done. Those can be done on PayPal, or you can write a check. It says how to do it. So hey, if you're so moved, we'd appreciate it, because you know what that is? That's the fuel that feeds these engines, that keeps it running. And let me tell you, so far, publishing does not. This has been a Cuke Audio podcast. I'm DC Puba of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sanur with Dogged Bandita, Feline Cuchita, and your lovely Katrinka. And we're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.